shit, man, shit. Sorry, mate, we got to flush this, man. Oh, it's already flushed. But listen, I'm gonna say something here, right? This video, okay, is quite something very serious, okay. For a long time, right, I've been a supporter of Tommy Robinson. Okay, everybody knows Tommy Robinson, and for what he stands for, you know, that's a whole nother thing, man. It's just a genuine guy standing up for justice. That's all it is, right? Now, I'm not going to talk about Tommy Robinson. There's all this chat stuff online. There's people cheering, oh, Tommy Robinson, right? All this, right? I've been like looking at Tommy Robinson stuff since way back. I've been following the guy's whole thing ever since way back with the EDL and all that before, you know, I mean, right back then, you know. And I just want to say, okay, about this, okay, listen, it's not about Tommy Robinson. Like, I just watched a video, I watched a video earlier on with Katie Hopkins, who I also like very much. And I watched a video of her like subscribed to the channel too, and it was called The Long Walk. I forgot the exact name of the video, but The Long Walk to Prison, Long Walk to Jail, Long Walk to Prison, whatever. I do believe today is the 16th, is it, of July? Not too sure, but anyway, I watched the I watched the video, sorry, and I saw he was on his way basically to court and then go to prison, and there was like people on the streets chanting his name, and that's all he stands for, you know. But listen, I'm going to say something, right? I'm going to say something here, right? I'm going to say this, right? I'm originally a Londoner. I come from London. I was driven out of my own country because I'm not even able to be. I'm not even allowed to live there. What I mean is controlled murder, basically, because that's what I see it as. That's the way I see it. It's almost like they've tried to kill me. Almost, it's like, you know, the country itself, the government, the way it is, or the way the place is run. There's no way of my survival over there. So I had to leave the country well over 10 years ago to move to China to survive. That's my personal business, my personal life, for us. I'm not going to answer questions on that, okay? But I want to just say something, okay? Whoever's getting by one way or another, and I've always said this in the past, whoever's getting by over there, as in terms of British people, whether you're, you know, white, British, like we even matter anymore, you know, you might as well just scrub the fucking floor with us, as far as we're told by all races of the world, including our own. But I'm just, I mean, white people in general. But it's like, the thing is, right, any race, it doesn't matter what, I'm just saying, but British people, right, in general, I'm just saying, right, if you're a British person of any race and you're over there, I'm just saying, right, and you're able to survive, then I don't know how, and I have, you know, I always said that it's going to get harder for people. And I remember years and years ago, well over 10 years ago, people saying there's probably going to be, you know, civil war in the country, there's probably going to be riots and stuff in the future. What's going on over there? Different stuff going on. And, you know, it's the government. I mean, let's face it, the government, the rulers of the house, and the rulers of the country, you know, it's like the people, the government versus the people, or whatever. It's like, that's what it is, you know, the dictators versus the people. It's like, I mean, really, they control everything. And it's like, you know, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like the parents, you know, it's like the parents, if they're going to leave their front doors open, or, you know, at the house of a night, and someone breaks in and steals stuff or whatever, you know, or puts the family in danger, then, you know, you can't blame the kids. You can, you know, if there's no protection, I'm trying to say. So basically, well, you know, they'll let anything in and out of the country. They'll let, you know, they don't care about your rights. They'll take away your rights. You're not allowed any rights or anything. You're not allowed, you know, to be and to feel safe. But what I'm going to say is, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about anything. I'm not talking about Tommy Robinson even, a great hero standing up for British people, but also standing up for justice. He travelled around the world, and not a lot of people will say that, you know, it's for his own. He's doing it for his own face and all the rest of it. No, you're going to be out in the open, or you're going to be in the public eye. You're going to make yourself known, obviously, and if you're trying to get a message out, obviously, right? But
you know, if you've looked at it from the start and watched, you know, I've been following, you know, Tommy Robinson right since the beginning, you know, back years ago when he was like doing EDL, and now up till now I've been watching the whole thing, his ups and downs, in and out of prison, videos, interviews galore. I've looked into it all, you know, and watched again that documentary that he did, that Panodrama, if you haven't seen that one. People trying to pin things on him left and right and all this and that. But I'm not even talking about him now, okay? He does stand for the individual. He stands for the person, the public, you know, the people of the public, individuals of the public. We're not talking about anywhere. It could be UK, it could be anywhere in the world. But when people's rights are, you know, taken like that, I like to watch videos by David Icke as well. I think David Icke's a very wise person, the way he speaks. If you listen to David Icke, you know, of course, he talks about this higher powers state. They're trying to control everybody, brain dumb everybody down in the brain, you know, try and dumb the nation down, dumb the people down, and keep them under control. And it's like this Orwellian type stuff, you know. I think it's like, there was a story by George Orwell in 1984. So hang on. Sorry, you know what I'm saying about? And yeah, and it's like, but anyway, this Orwellian stuff where they're trying to control everybody. And they're chipping away at it. They're chipping away at people, trying to enslave the world, the rulers of the world, the evil in the shadows. And listen, what I'm trying to say is, okay, is this thing, what Tommy Robinson did. Tommy Robinson, as there were convicted paedophiles entering court to go for a trial or whatever it was supposed to be, going into court for a trial or something apparently. Tommy Robinson apparently, and I saw the video too, the footage, he just held his camera up, his phone, and got the one video, and he said, "How do you feel about it?" You know, so all he did, asked him, "How do you feel about it?" And he said, you know, to those people that were following him, whoever they were, you know, interrogating him, asking him questions. He said, "Why don't you ask those people questions? Why don't you ask the people that are doing these crimes and stuff?" You know, they're out to get anyone who's vulnerable, and what that means is anyone who's like outnumbered. You know, that's what it is. It's a power thing. It's a power balance. Where the masses are, where the power is, the money is, the control. They don't care about justice and moral in this world. And that's the scary, scary thing. And sadly, you see that in all walks of life in society in general too. In many, many ways. So if we stand up for justice, I mean, you know, it's great when you see the crowds. There are crowds who come out. I mean, the sad thing is humanity will stand up to survive. Humanity will stand up to protect what's right. You know, but the thing is, they get confused amongst this. There's like looking for togetherness, which, you know, is also needed, but it's also like, you know, they won't stand up for what's right. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, what's more important is the individual alone, in him or herself. Someone stands up for what's right, not as in my morals over someone else's morals and this and that and what's going on in this day and age. It's not even about money and all that. Those are tools and things we use, technology, things we used to live in caves in the old days. Now we've got skyscrapers. But the point is, what's, you know, right with nature and what's actually, you know, I mean, about protecting the human being. You know. Anyway, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Obviously, all violence is wrong. And all justice on all levels is to be looked at, you know, justice and injustice of all the people, the heroes and the villains. Each of them, they've got to be still seen. You can't say because you're the hero, it's okay that you walk around and you slap some kid in the head or slap some woman or you steal a candy bar from a shop or some small things. You may not be a warmonger and that, but it's like Superman can't do that. Superman can't walk down the street and say fuck off to some old woman. You know, it's like, it's still wrong, you know. We've all got to see what's wrong, wrong in ourselves, and nobody's perfect. Most people are not always humble either, you know, but it's like, we try to be, and we must always try and recognise that. And I think whether you're religious or not, or whatever, or from whatever background, whatever country you are, whatever colour skin, whatever language you speak, whatever flag you was born under and told to salute, whatever amount of money you've got, or your family's got, or whatever, that's not important. You've got to understand the truth. You have to understand it, and understand as a human being what's right and wrong, and what So you got no reason to hate others, and you don't have to be so pig-headed and stuck up in yourself. But the fact that the guy, Tommy Robinson, just held a camera up, held his phone up, and just asked them a question. How do you feel about this? He was asking the paedophiles as they was walking in, and then apparently he's going to prison. Apparently for asking them that, because they said it could have given them pressure or something and stress that could affect the whole trial or something. Now that's just ridiculous. What we're talking about here, kids in school, silly. This is absolute nonsense, right? And then again, when he asked those people that was asking him questions, and he said to those other people that was asking him questions, he said, "Why don't you ask the criminals, these people the questions?" So he's going in prison for absolutely nothing. Now my point is, right, it's not about Tommy Robinson. This is about absolute justice and injustice for all people. So how do you see it? You as an individual, what do you think about this? This could happen to anyone. The rights, the way the laws are going, people could be put in prison for anything, locked up for anything. Just this kind of holding a camera, asking a question that was basically meant out to be interpreted by someone else, or could have been interpreted by something. It's all made up stuff in the air. What a could have been or would have been interpretation that could have arose. And you plant these beans, a beanstalk might come up with Jack and the Beanstalk, and you rub this lamp and a magic genie might come out. All this stuff, basically you don't know which way to turn, that means. And how many of us know which way to turn? It's like you're walking in a minefield. Do you feel safe? So the most important thing is, I think all people need to absolutely stand up, because it's not just Tommy, it could be any of us. We might all be cowardly and quiet behind our screens, and some of us have left the country, but it's more about understanding what's true morally, and we have to stand up as a voice individually and stand up together, the people all over this world in general. Because if not, what the hell are you going to do? Apparently he's gone to prison for 19 weeks, and I left a comment on there. It's probably going to get taken down. I left a comment on there saying like, okay, so like as I say, I left a comment on the video, and I said like, okay, so for I think it's half of 19. He's going to be in prison for half of 19 weeks apparently, but whatever. I'm just saying that, but like however many weeks it is or whatever, the point is, right? What are we doing? Just sitting down, watching YouTube videos, or are we going to actually do something? I don't know. There's got to be more done. Otherwise, people can just get outnumbered and enslaved. And if you're worth anything and you really care about yourself and your family and everything, it's not even about the countries. It's the world in general. People, humanity. You know what I mean? That's what we've got to stand up for: righteous justice and morality and protection. And I'm not saying everybody needs to absolutely go on the streets and riot and that and cause a load of violence, but even then, sometimes, what are you going to do? Push comes to shove. Are you going to is that okay for people to get locked up for God knows how much amount of time and just abused basically and put their lives at risk? And if your life was on the line, let's say you was in a fight, let's say you was on the battleground, any of us, if we were on the battleground, scary times, if anyone was on the war zone, in the battleground, and there was gunfire all over the place. Some countries must be so scary, I've never been in that kind of situation, but imagine you were in a place with bombs going off, guns firing, like back in the wars, even in the world wars and stuff, or like Winston Churchill and stuff, like back in the day, talking about if the bullets were flying and if you had a gun, man, and if you was a soldier in battle, you would have to you have to kill or be killed, wouldn't you? You'd have to fire or get killed. If there was nowhere to run, if you were desperate to live and you really valued life. So in a supposedly peaceful and more civilised kind of time we're supposed to be living in the world, the wars are done in different ways. We've got to, like, as the people stand up together, we've got to get our word in there. You can't just lay back while one hero, Tommy Robinson, is in prison again, and he's like the focus, and we're cheering down the road, holding flags. He's standing up for a thing. It's like we got absolutely every single one of us. We should all be trying to be 200% in terms of effort. You know, it's not about getting well known, but we should be trying to do 200%, double what he's done. That's what we all, each and every one of us should be doing, fighting to the absolute end for justice. Whether you go up or down, because at the moment we're just each. A lot of people are like, we've become like chewing gum stuck to the bottom of the government's shoe, where they're walking around and they constantly keep stepping on us, and they just chuck us to the side when they don't need us, you know. So I just put my word on that. Yeah, take care, everybody. Stand up for justice and morality.